Good morning. It is bright. Well, okay, it's not bright, but it's trying. I probably won't even use a weird filter that's default in my phone to try to artificially brighten the video. Not that you can really even see me when I do that anyway, but every once in a while I pass a street lamp. Okay, so a couple things I thought that I would talk to you about this morning. And oddly they don't really relate, but they kind of do. One is magic. I want to talk about magic. So when you talk about magic with people, there are three different responses that you get. And I think that the three different responses that you get stem from childhood experiences. And as a child, you are one of three people. You are the child that is getting bullied. And when I say bullied, let's paint a picture of being the target of a bully. We're talking punch to the face, punch to the gut, kicked when you're down, spit on, books knocked out of your hands, walk up behind you and spray paint the back of your neck. I mean, like, bullied, okay? This was my childhood. Then you have the bully, that is the one who is rating his parents or her parents. Let's not mince words here. Women are just as vicious as men. You have the bully who is the one rating their parents' house for weird little devices that they can use as stabbing tools and just general weapons to truly harm the target of their assault. And then you have the rest of the group number 3, that watches the bully, but since they're not the ones getting bullied, they don't care. And when I say that there's three types of people, literally this is how society is built. You have the aggressors, the target of the aggressors, and everybody else that watches the aggressor act out against the person that is the target of the aggression. And as long as you're not the one being targeted, you're kind of going to stay back. You don't really care. Might even be entertaining. Sounds sick, I know, but as a psychologist, I can tell you that's just how the human psyche works. Don't believe me? Ask a Jew in Poland during the 1940s. I'm just saying. Or any part of Germany for that matter. Alright, so let's make it a little lighter. Talk about magic. Because when you talk about magic, I think that you've got three different groups of people. You've got those who are able to think freely and independent of the mass. Those who are curious, but lack the drive or the will to research for themselves, or might even go along with the group and not really, they will argue the main thought of everybody else. And then you have the ones that truly just oppose the free thinkers. And that is how, again, society is built. So as a free thinker, I've done a lot of research in magic, and I'm not talking like hocus pocus, Houdini kind of stuff, where you're being fed a bunch of illusions, because that is what the larger group, the group of the bystanders and the onlookers, that's what they get into. Houdini's the bully, impressing the masses, and then you've got the people that are typically the target of the bully who are actually like, okay, but I'm going to study outside the realm of everybody else's thought and look into the real stuff. And this is in the form of like energy work and stuff like that. One of my other degrees is in religion, and you will find that different groups, and that's not to be confused with like theology. I didn't go to school to study like the main religions of the world. I went to school to study the stuff that was like on the outskirts, folk religions, stuff like that. I mean, I studied the rest of the religions of the world, but I wanted to get into the nitty-gritty of things and specialize in the occult and weird things, Wicca and earth religions, paganism, heathenism. So anyway, magic. You know, take for instance the magic wand. It is a symbol used by the Houdinis of the world. Houdini, I don't think, used a magic wand, but you know, for like the cheesy stuff, the tabletop magic, you know, you're using it as a form of distraction. But throughout history, the wand, in whatever way you look at it, whether it be a 6-foot long wand or an 18-inch long wand, 7-inch wand, hey, you know, it doesn't matter the size. It's what you do with it that counts. Moses carried a magic wand. He is a character in the Christian Bible, and through it, his servant Aaron was able to perform all kinds of wondrous feats. And through God, power of God, you know, it's not, let's keep it biblical here. He had a magic wand. It was a staff, but it was nonetheless a straight phallic utensil used to expel magical properties. What we would consider magical properties. Power of God, power of the earth, whatever you want to call it. Jesus, in some of the earliest imagery of Jesus, he is seen carrying a wand, a magic wand. He's raising Lazarus from the dead with a magic wand. This one would be closer to like the 12 to 18-inch magic wands that we think of when we are thinking of magic wands, not the white tips, just the rod. Kings carry scepters throughout history, and you know, you don't have to spell any magical properties to those, but there's this theme of a wand or a rod or a phallic something of sorts being carried, being clung to by powerful men and women who are able to perform these fantastic feats. And you know, again, this is like all throughout. If you just go back into the earliest history all up to today, I mean, some of the best-selling children's and adult series of books have characters that possess magical powers that use these magic wands. You've got you know, all back to the Mesopotamians, if I can speak. You know, so if you research this stuff, you'll find that they're using these. The wand itself possesses no magical properties. It's focusing the energy of the individual through a utensil. It's being used to expel the power within. And there's something very pure about that kind of power, and it's not something that most of us can readily access. It's something you have to mentally prepare for. I mean, we're talking meditation and being mentally at peace and really concentrating and focusing being able to project yourself and your will and your being out into the ether, into the surrounding space. And it is through a wand that this can happen. And, you know, the shape of the wand isn't as important as the prep that you have done inwardly to utilize that tool to focus your power. Anyway, yeah, I didn't really get into like how to use a wand or anything like that. I just want to talk about it. Get your gears thinking, you know. If you're the bully type, then you are going to, you know, you'll laugh. No, that's not a thing. But if you are one of the individuals who watched the bullies and didn't interact, you might be curious. And if you're one of the people that were bullied, probably already have your own small collection of wands anyway, and this is old hat. But hey, it was just what was on my mind this morning. I gotta get to work. So, and I am now at work. Until next time, stay crazy.